saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute. But like, you know, I ignored them and I see why. And the story is told with such empathy that I feel like this movie can be healing, it can be a cautionary tale, and it can also and it can be inspiring. So I think that the movie itself and Colleen's work itself does that work.
Well, I felt like, you know, this very much is Lily's story, and Lily's a person who leads with empathy, and in that she wants to understand why everybody is the way that they are, but that doesn't excuse anyone's behavior. You know, you can have two things can be true. You can have empathy, but empathy isn't justification.
This whole movie, honestly, the work that I did on screen was easier than the work that I did off screen in this movie because of all that went into it. So I really look at I love a challenge though, and I'm just so proud of every bit of it. We went through a whole roller coaster of the human experience, and I'm very proud.
I cry in movies and yeah, I obviously cry in real life too, but this movie, it still makes me cry. Yeah, there are still moments but I love these characters so deeply, and I'm so proud of the work that we all did in this movie, and that's, you know, every single member on screen, all the people off screen. It was such a collective effort to get what you see on screen, and I just feel so proud of it, and I love it so much that it feels it feels like a baby of mine. Like I couldn't love it more. So in that same way, yeah, to watch it grow and watch other people like it, and like, you know, this is great.
Well, I just really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really like believe in romance. I think that like Baz Luhrmann and I are probably the two people who love romance more than anyone ever. Like, I see fireworks. And I realize it's probably, you know, visions of fireworks, but like that's how I just love romance. So Colleen made the relationships, the draw of each character so clear that I knew exactly what Lily was feeling, and it wasn't linear. And I think that that's why those looks can be a more interesting experience, because it's not like, oh, I'm in love with this person, or I'm attracted to this person.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have always seemed untouchable in Hollywood, charming, successful, and perfectly in sync. But lately, their carefully curated image might be unraveling. Rumors are swirling about an astonishing court defeat that has left them reeling, and the man behind this legal victory is none other than actor-director Justin Baldoni. What on earth happened to spark such a high-stakes showdown? And why are so many fans turning against one of Tinseltown's most beloved couples? Stay with me, because once you hear the details of this tangled legal war, you might never look at Hollywood power plays the same way again. Long before the lawsuits and finger-pointing, there was anticipation. Colleen Hoover's novel, It Ends With Us, had exploded in popularity, garnering massive hype on social media. When it was announced that Blake Lively would play the lead and Justin Baldoni would direct, fans cheered. Baldoni, best known for his role on Jane the Virgin and for his directorial debut 5 Feet Apart, seemed an intriguing choice to handle the sensitive themes of Hoover's story. Lively, with her impeccable style and strong on-screen presence, was a major box office draw. Yet almost from the beginning, murmurs about creative tensions emerged. Some rumored that Lively wanted more direct influence over the script, set design, and marketing strategy than a typical leading actress might. Others claimed Baldoni bristled at her demands, determined to protect the source material's delicate portrayal of domestic struggles. Most people assumed these were just minor disagreements. After all, big productions often involve strong personalities. What no one knew, however, was how drastically these early conflicts would escalate. To say the marketing campaign for It Ends With Us caused a stir would be an understatement. Critics and fans alike were horrified by the lighthearted approach, especially since the novel deals with heavy subject matter, including domestic issues many find triggering. Instead of highlighting the seriousness of the plot, Blake Lively appeared to be promoting her latest fashion choices, her personal hair care line, and even an alcohol brand. Disgruntled fans lit up social media with accusations that Lively was trivializing the story's core theme. Rather than show compassion for those impacted by domestic violence, the promotional material seemed more aligned with a breezy rom-com. It didn't help that Lively doubled down, teasing her brand partnerships at every opportunity. Before long, the negative buzz was drowning out any excitement the film once had. Behind the scenes, tension was reportedly skyrocketing. Some insiders say Baldoni tried to salvage the film's reputation by shifting the campaign's narrative. But Lively, and some claim her husband Ryan Reynolds, overruled him. That's when the conflict turned from whispers on set into a full-blown scandal nobody could ignore. What started with creative disagreements spiraled into an extraordinary legal confrontation. In an unprecedented twist, Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and his Wayfarer Studios. Her complaint? A so-called toxic work environment, alleged mistreatment, and conduct that she claimed harmed her career and mental well-being. This alone was enough to stun Hollywood watchers. After all, Lively is known for being savvy, poised, and fiercely protective of her reputation. Yet even more surprising was Baldoni's counterclaim, slapping Lively, and by extension, Ryan Reynolds, with a $400 million lawsuit. In his filing, Baldoni insisted that Lively hijacked the production, wrestled creative control away from him, and then pointed the finger at him when the marketing fiasco blew up. Suddenly, the stakes skyrocketed. Fan speculation went wild. Was Lively using the lawsuit to distract from her poorly received promotion strategy? Or was Baldoni truly at fault for failing to rein in a chaotic project? Depending on who you believe, the accusations against Lively paint her as manipulative, controlling, and desperate to maintain a pristine image. Meanwhile, supporters insist Baldoni and his team are scapegoating her for bigger production failures. As if the drama wasn't intense enough, the courtroom battle took a startling turn when Lively's legal team demanded a gag order. They wanted Justin Baldoni's high-profile attorney, Brian Fredman, to effectively shut up. Their argument? Fredman's public statements and leaked documents were allegedly tarnishing Lively's public image, and she needed silence to ensure a fair trial. But in federal court, gag orders aren't handed out like candy. Judge Lewis Lyman swiftly rejected the plea, underscoring the public's right to access legal proceedings and documents. Lively's lawyers were reportedly rattled. For them, controlling the narrative had been crucial, but the judge's refusal to muzzle Baldoni's camp meant that more revelations could spill into the public domain. Some observers saw this move as a red flag. Why would Lively be so desperate to keep Fredman quiet if she had nothing to hide? Others believed it was simply a matter of trying to avoid undue media bias. Either way, the ruling was a major blow. It signaled that Baldoni's camp could and would speak freely, releasing whatever receipts they believed proved their side of the story. Freed from the threat of a gag order, Baldoni's team wasted no time unveiling a mountain of alleged evidence. Emails, text messages, and even behind-the-scenes video recordings began to surface, painting a picture of Lively's overarching control of the film. The documents purportedly show her unilaterally changing scripts, discarding entire wardrobe budgets, and even transporting an unapproved rough cut of the movie to an event filled with fans. One of the biggest revelations involved Lively's attempts to shut out Baldoni from major press opportunities. Receipts suggest she pushed for his name to be removed from certain promotional materials, and even demanded he clear the red carpet before her arrival at premiere events. Critics say these moves went far beyond typical star power, crossing into sabotage territory. Perhaps the most jaw-dropping claim is that Lively tried to force Wayfarer Studios to apologize on her behalf. A prepared statement, found in the case files, was meant to position Baldoni and his team as the sole culprits behind the film's chaotic rollout. In the draft, Baldoni would accept full blame, allowing Lively to walk away unscathed. The studio refused to sign it. Throughout this wave of disclosures, Ryan Reynolds' role remained somewhat murky. Allegations suggest he was fully aware of Lively's behind-the-scenes maneuvers, possibly even helping strategize them. If so, the once-adored couple might both be facing the wrath of a scandal that could topple their empire. As the lawsuits escalated, so did the rumors of a carefully crafted media blitz. Baldoni's attorneys allege that Lively leaked confidential documents to the New York Times, hoping they'd publish a hit piece painting Baldoni as the incompetent or abusive party. The article indeed appeared, raising questions about Baldoni's leadership style, his prior projects, and his financial dealings. But here's where it gets sticky. Metadata from the leaked documents reportedly showed creation timestamps that linked them to Lively's own team. If that's true, it suggests she tried to spin the story so that all eyes turned to Baldoni's supposed failings, while glossing over her own missteps in marketing and production meddling. Commentators on social media are split. Some believe Lively is merely defending herself against a problematic director. Others see these actions as indicative of a ruthless streak, willing to throw anyone under the bus to protect her brand. One crucial question keeps popping up. If Baldoni was so irredeemably awful, why was Lively allegedly so eager to control the film rather than walk away? All of this puts an enormous strain on Lively and Reynolds' squeaky clean Hollywood persona. They've long been known for their playful banter, philanthropic efforts, and a general image of marital bliss. But in a town where reputations can crumble overnight, these allegations and countersuits are a ticking time bomb. Industry insiders claim that some studios are growing cautious. Investing in any project tied to Lively or Reynolds might carry unforeseen risks if they're embroiled in protracted legal battles. Could upcoming projects face delays or cancellations because of this swirling controversy? It's very possible. Meanwhile, fans who once admired Lively's forthright style and self-made brand are seeing another side of her. The potential fallout goes far beyond losing a court case. In entertainment, image is currency, and once you lose it, rebuilding can be difficult, sometimes impossible. If even half of Baldoni's allegations are proven true, Lively might find herself shunned by an industry that doesn't tolerate nuclear-level PR disasters. Despite the grim developments, the legal proceedings are still far from over. If the judge moves up the trial date, citing the ballooning evidence and intense public interest, Lively and Baldoni could face off in court sooner than anyone anticipated. Depositions are on the horizon, and no matter how influential Lively may be, she can't avoid them forever. Legal analysts suggest that if Baldoni triumphs in his $400 million counterclaim, the financial blow to Lively and Reynolds could be catastrophic. But even if the monetary damages end up being less, the reputational fallout might be even more painful. Hollywood history is littered with careers undone by lawsuits and leaked secrets. From a human interest angle, this saga also raises timely questions about power dynamics in the film industry. People often assume directors hold the final say, but celebrities of Lively's caliber can sway decisions in ways that blur the lines of authority. Baldoni's case hinges on proving that Lively used her star power to hijack the project, then pinned her own failures on him. Whether a court sides with him remains to be seen, but the supporting evidence he's gathered is already shaking public perception. So, where do Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds go from here? Are they scrambling to do damage control behind the scenes? Or is the entire narrative one giant misunderstanding perpetuated by tabloids and rival attorneys? Every new piece of evidence makes one thing clear. This is a scandal that could reshape how Hollywood perceives its so-called golden couples. Even if the lawsuits settle out of court, the trust gap they've created with fans and collaborators might haunt them for years to come. What's your take? Did Lively overstep her bounds by controlling the production and expecting Baldoni to clean up the PR mess? Or is Baldoni exaggerating to squeeze money out of two of Hollywood's most bankable stars? Share your thoughts down below. This story is far from over. If you found this breakdown intriguing, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. As more court documents surface, we'll be right here to keep you informed on every twist and turn. Until next time, stay curious, because in Hollywood, the truth is often stranger than fiction.